Finding the flight recorders won't just start giving passengers' families some answers. They'll aid an entire industry with a good record of learning lessons from its tragedies. It took Air France 3 years to discover why an autopilot disconnected before its Airbus crash of 2009. America's Pan Am never recovered from the bombing of its Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland, 26 years ago. Now, just as the final hours of Flight 370 are still shrouded in mystery, the question of liability is a long way from being resolved. The families will be compensated under the Montreal Convention, the costs borne by the airline's insurers. Larger legal claims can be pursued once likely causes for the plane's demise have been found. As to the damage to already heavily loss-making MAS's brand and to Boeing's reputation, well, that's harder to predict and may also depend on who or what caused the crash. And safety changes could follow for all airlines, maybe around beaming out far more data from airliners' cockpits. The bill for families' compensation and then that of likely class actions in the US courts has been estimated at around $8 million a passenger. That's $500 million in all.
They're going to have to find a court that allows them to sue for things like compensatory damages or punitive damages. The most obvious one of those, of course, is the United States, which is why Boeing is being named already. But even then, they're going to have to prove fault.
It's a heavy cloud overshadowing a large and financially weak carrier, one which has already lost well over $1 billion in the last 3 years. Some industry commentators think it may survive, but will see lower passenger growth.
In particular, in countries like China, which is one of the fastest growing countries in terms of tourism or export of tourism. However, having said that, Malaysian Airlines is in a part of the world that has sort of great fundamentals.
Much depends on whether Malaysian can rise above any suggestions that it's been less than open or sensitive as events unfold. Brand specialists say the airline should align itself as closely as possible with the families.
They are a victim too, to stand alongside the families rather than in opposition to them, to be empathetic and to make it clear that they've lost people. You know, it affects them as much as the families, and they are a victim, and I think that's a very sensible and strong and actually credible position for the airline to take.
So an entire industry is waiting, with the ultimate cost of compensation and any new industry safety or security measures depending on some firm evidence of exactly what brought down Flight MH370. Nigel Cassidy, BBC News.